All right, who wanted the tall corner with speed and a side of athleticism? We got it. By the way, this is Raucus, and he was not of any mind to stay on the floor and keep his mouth shut. Meanwhile, please share, subscribe, comment, click the thumbs up, tell your friends. This is WVU Football. I am Forrest Poston, cat holder. All right, we got an announcement this morning. Sammy Etienne is committed to West Virginia. He'll be playing corner. Could play some safety, if necessary. He stands 6 foot to 6'1", depending on what listing you're looking at. About 185 pounds, so he could get up to the weight for safety. And he hits like a safety. I enjoyed watching him tackle because he knows how to do it. Not one of these guys who grabs an ankle and hangs on. He puts his shoulder in the chest and drives the guy down. That is how tackling is done when it's done right. Runs about a 4.5 40 or maybe a bit less, and it will be less after he spends some time with Mike Joseph. I know I say something like that just about every time, but Mike Joseph is critical to the West Virginia football program. Etienne's a 3-star out of Florida, so we are hitting Florida about as well as we ever have. And of course, these days it's always hoping we can hold on to them. Etienne played receiver, safety, corner, and special teams, especially punt returning, and does them all well. He gets his hands on the ball. His intent is the end zone, and he seems to get there with pretty good frequency. Also means as a defensive back, he's got good hands. He reads things well, plays the ball in the air well, and as I said, when he hits somebody, they go down. And that also includes on the kickoff coverage team. And he's a gunner, and somebody is in his way. They don't stay in his way, and there's a fair chance they don't stay upright. I enjoyed watching that one particularly. I think, of course, his freshman year isn't until next year, but I could see him on special teams his freshman year. Seems to be another one of those guys who did not blossom until late, but he did have a number of offers from Power 5 teams, and the decision came down between West Virginia and a place called Kansas State, who some people are saying will be the number 1 team in the Big 12 this year. So we are in there playing with the big boys, and I think that's affected the recruiting this year in turn, because things have not exactly played out with the timing a lot of people expected, that I expected. I mean, obviously I thought we were going to get a lot more public announcements right after each camp. We have not. The guys are wanting to finish taking more of their visits, make decisions later. That means we are losing some guys after they take those visits. Means we're hanging on to some of them. But it means the decisions are taking longer. And I think it's because we are actually in the game for some higher quality players. Guys that we would have maybe made their top 10. Maybe last year made their top 5 or something. But we would have been out before they cut it down to their, final 2 or 3. This year we're in there with that final 2 or 3 teams. We're getting some of them, we're losing some of them. But the decisions are being made between us, Penn State, Kansas State, Notre Dame coming up in with one of the decisions, and just consistently a lot of big programs. So it is complicating things for people like me, but it's exciting, and I think it's good news. I think it is because we are recruiting more successfully, which of course bodes very well. Now we do have more guys who've scheduled announcements this week. Odds are we get at least one of them, maybe two or three. And there are several guys who still have not announced. And, some of these guys do not set dates. They just go about their business and they announce when they are ready and they announce in their way. And that's fine with me, But we have one scheduled tomorrow. I think we've got 3, maybe 4 scheduled this week, plus 1 or 2 already scheduled next week. And these guys keep changing their dates based on what happens at their most recent visit, or if they decide to cancel a visit, or if a school decides to cancel the visit. We do have the 3rd set of official visits for June coming up this weekend, starting on Thursday, I believe. They run Thursday through Sunday. Don't know exactly who is going to be invited or has been invited. It's going to be a fairly targeted weekend where the school is looking to fill just some slots that are still open, or where things are uncertain. Now, of course, a lot of players have told the coaches what they're up to, but nobody's telling us. So the coaches make their plans because they have a clue what's going on. And, we just try to get by. So I will be back. Heaven knows there could be news today. News tomorrow. I think we're going to lose one. But it may be because we're getting somebody else. I say a lot of it is confusing, and a lot of it we never know exactly why it happened, only that it happened. So I will see you guys later. I got to check Rockus's glucose again. So long.